Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Entitled Parents. Story 1. My parents cost me money. I'm dyslexic. I own a wedding venue. It's an heritage-listed homestead. It's quite beautiful and it's easy to get great photos here. I've also allowed 3 of my cousins to have their weddings here for mates rates prices. So my parents believed that my younger brother was having his wedding here too. However, my brother's new wife wanted to get married at the same place where her parents got married 4 hours away. My parents, who were not invited to the wedding, showed up at my venue and made a huge scene at another lovely couple's wedding. I wasn't there, I was my brother's bestman. I left on Friday and came back on Tuesday to this BS. I was so horrified by what they had done, I gave back the couple half of what they paid. Luckily the couple was so sweet about the whole thing. Now I'm wondering if I can sue. Edit. My parents are homophobic, misogynistic and racist. Who threatened to unlive my little brother of marriage, a POC. Story 2. You want personal space in a subway train during rush hour. This happened early 1989. I was pregnant and ready to pop. On my daily commute to work, the subway is always so packed that there were no seats or vertical poles to hold onto. I was also too small to hold on to those overhead ones. Anyway, no one would give up their seats, as this was the period where feminism was high and no one would offer you their seat for fear of being told off. Well, what do you think happens to a pregnant woman when the train starts to accelerate? I started falling and accidentally bumped into this surly entitled man. English isn't exactly my first language, so if I remember the conversation correctly. Me? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I haven't even finished saying I'm sorry when he interrupts me and launches into this tirade. Well, you're not excused. This point I stopped listening to him and started getting angry with the intention of just turning around and ignoring him when I heard him ask. Can't a person have any personal space? Then I lost it again. This was a packed train and here is pregnant little old me being lambasted by this rude human being. So without much thought. Me, Mr. High and Mighty, if you want to have personal space you will either hire a cab or drive to work. Your $1.50, yet I know, it's been that long, is not enough to buy you personal space. So if you can't afford a cab or to drive your own car, you're stuck with us here mortals. Shut up. Interrupting me. Me, you started this and now you want me to shut up? Well, guess what? We can't always get what we want, can we? So thank you for initiating this fine conversation so early in the morning. By this time the crowd around us started applauding and he was so red in the face due to anger and embarrassment that he ended up exiting the next stop. Me, have a beautiful rest of the day. Don't you just love it when you have the last word? Bottom line, never mess around with a hormonal pregnant woman. Story 3. Parents want to control everything. I still live with my parents. It's very normal and encouraged in my country. To clarify further, my parents doesn't, even in their wildest dreams or worst desires, want me to move out. They love having me here. The problem is they want to control every action of mine. And it's driving me crazy. I love sleeping. That's my favorite thing in the world. They hate it. They hate when I sleep in. You would think it's cause they want me to do chores. Nope. Just hate the fact I am sleeping when it's not time to sleep. They want me to wake up solely to eat at regular meal times. And they get mad, I don't eat their food. To clarify, I have an unhealthy relationship with food cause they forced me to eat way too many meals, like huge meals 5 times a day, in my childhood. I was the kind of person who was told you are not going to school until you eat everything. Again, if it was reasonable quantity, I would have been fine. It was not. I had to eat 5 times normal quantity. And I am a picky eater. But I don't want them to make anything special for me. I cook my own stuff, if I don't like what's already cooked. I want to eat when I am actually hungry and enough to satisfy the hunger. Not at regular times and their regular quantity. Again, They don't like this. This is basic stuff they control. I need permission to go out, and doesn't get it. They get mad if I get home late, even if it's cause I am working. I have to hide the junk food I buy fearing hours of lectures. Fun fact, they still like eating the said junk food and come searching for my stock. Just lectures me along the way. This might seem like teenager problems, but I am not a teenager. I am a freaking adult. But, my parents doesn't see it this way. And I hate all the controlling. Does anyone relate? Please share. Story 4. Solicitors feel entitled to knock on my door. I, like every other house on my street, has a no soliciting sign on the front door. Without fail, people going door to sell business ignore the sign. When I try to tell them the first time to look at the sign, they ignore me and continue on trying to sell me their stuff. I have slammed the door in many faces. Had a guy tell me he had every right to be on my property to sell. I told him no, he didn't. I didn't care if he was trying to get some business, but he wasn't getting it at my house and to move along. Even told him I'd call the cops if he didn't. Another guy told him no soliciting, told me understood but started his business spiel. Again told him no soliciting, again he said he understood and started the spiel. Told him to get lost and shut the door. So if you are a solicitor, I don't care about your business, respect the damn sign. Story 5. Entitled woman thinks she can drive across wet asphalt. Necessary background. Me, 28F, truck driver. This takes place at one of my customers, which happens to be a Walmart. They are currently under construction. Normally customer cars will come back by the truck docks and go around back to get to grocery delivery because it's much faster than fighting with traffic on the other side of the building. I don't blame them, but it's currently all blocked off and barricaded due to construction. I had my manager meet me at the store and only move one barricade so I could squeeze in to do a trailer swap so that we could get their stuff shipped. Part of the reason those barricades are up is to keep cars away from where I'm working. In the 5 minutes it takes for me to do this, I had not one but 3 cars drive back by where I'm working. This is the following conversation I had with one extremely entitled woman. Me, waves frantically for her to turn around. Her, rolls down window, excuse me. I need to get through here. Me, no you don't, you need to turn around and go around front. Her, but I just need to get to grocery pickup. Can you just move those cones? Me, no I can't. They just laid that road down, you have to go around. Her, but why are you here? Me. Lady. I'm working. They let me back here to do my job. You need to turn around and go the other way. Her, can't you call a manager? Me, no. I don't work for Walmart, you need to go around. Finally she turns around and I finish my job. I just can't believe that happened. That woman had to squeeze between construction signs and past a bunch of giant pieces of equipment to get back here. Story 6. Woman is mad at her friends for not allowing her son to feed their calf. As someone involved in farming and agriculture, I'm in quite a few farm-related groups, and earlier this morning I came across this post. Went to visit some of my husband's friends in KY 9 hours away. Our small son enjoyed their farm. They had a bottle calf and would not let our 9-year-old help bottle feed it. Said their teenage son would feed it when he got home. Acted like it was a big deal and only their son could feed the calf. I've raised bottle calves throughout my life and I just didn't understand the reasoning with these folks. We are farm folks but don't have cows right now. I would let visitors feed anything I have and not even think about it. I'm always glad to introducing kids to AG. Just disappointed. Like, ma'am, your kid is not entitled to feed anyone else's animals just because you want him to experience it. No one needs to give you an explanation why your kid isn't allowed to do something with their property. And I can think of at least a dozen reasons why they wouldn't be okay with a child feeding an animal and instead want their own teenage son to feed it. Story 7. Crazy mother. I'm in college to be a nurse. I didn't do so good. I am a sophomore and I didn't pass one class. My mother is telling my family that I failed all my classes. Saying that I am exactly like my father. I have anxiety, insomnia, and depression. When I try to talk to her, she blindsides me and makes me feel small. Story 8. I'm going to try and reconcile with my mom and her boyfriend after he treated me badly. The title basically says it all. I, F16, wanted to have a neutral moderated talk with both of them, and now we have it arranged at the local social services office. Basically it will be us three and a neutral moderating person, to keep the peace. Background info: a few weeks ago my mom's partner blew up at me while I was having a bit of an argument with my mom. He told me a lot very hurtful things, such as that I'm too young to judge anything and how I'm nothing but an entitled, complaining teen. Here's the thing, my mom used to be very emotionally unstable when I was younger. Only the last 2 years or so have been somewhat okay. Her extreme instability led to her abusing me and my brother, but especially me. I was yelled at for anything that reminded her of my dad, for example the movements my hands make, when I was them, or for wearing socks during warm weather. She would constantly tell me very sexist when I was about 11 up until I was maybe 13 or 14. For example, how my boobs were nice enough for men and shit like that. I was 12 when that happened. She also had various ways for telling me I was stupid, hopeless, or too dumb to do certain things. You won't be able to do that job. You need to be educated for that job. I'm even quite sure she hit me when I was little, but those memories are very vivid and I hate talking about it. She's never apologized. That's why we often get into arguments and fights. And now her partner, who is the typical young people don't know anything type of guy, is telling me I shouldn't be mad all this happened. He told me I have no idea about my mom and how I'm not allowed to feel angry about the things that happened. He kept on saying things like when I was young, I also thought I knew everything. Clearly he still thinks he knows everything, lol. Anyways, I've just been vibing at my dad's after all of this. Now we, my mom and I, have finally arranged this talk. I really hope that that controlled environment will help me tell my mom's BF how he has no right to insert himself in the drama and how he really hurt me after all the things he said. Wish me luck, smiley face. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.